So we just got some leaks and rumors from some pretty reputable sources online of two new products that Apple's working on releasing over the next 2 years, and I'm curious to know if we're going to be ready for these types of products or not. But without further ado, let's talk about what Apple has cooking up. But now before we continue, definitely consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are interested in more videos like this one or some other Apple product reviews coming down the pipeline. But now let's talk all about the iPhone Fold first. So I feel like we've long dreamed about Apple creating some sort of foldable ever since the Z Fold 1 came out and Samsung debuted it about 6-7 years ago, which is crazy to think about that they're working on their Z Fold 7 already without Apple even getting into that product category yet. And again, Apple likes to be very slow with how they adopt new products and new technologies. They want to make sure A, that there's a market for it, B, that it works correctly and it works the way that Apple intended it to, very similar to how they've done with a bunch of other pieces of hardware and software in years past. But right now we are getting rumors from Ming-Chi and Ross Young that Apple is deep into prototype testing. Even though it's not finalized, they are deep into that product testing when it comes to what we're expecting from a foldable in the Apple ecosystem world. And we could be getting a release date as soon as 2026 with final production going in at the end of this year when it comes to an iPhone Fold in that form factor. Now, of course, from a form factor standpoint, it's going to be more of a book style foldable as opposed to the Flip that we've seen from the Z Flip. And I keep mentioning those because here in America, contextually, those are the only real options that we have from a foldable phone, aside from probably Motorola Razr, but that's pretty much it that you have here in the US. I know that in other markets, there's a bunch of other options in this product category, but for some reason, it hasn't really been fully adopted here in the US. But we do have some specifications in terms of what to expect from a sizing standpoint. So we're looking at about a 7.6-inch internal display when it is folded out completely, which would make it a little bit smaller. And then we are looking at about a 4:3 aspect ratio. So this is going to fit into that kind of iPadOS type of style. And I do think that's part of the reason why Apple created iPadOS 26 in that windowing mode for better multitasking on the go in a handheld device. And I think that's also why they brought it down to even the iPad mini. They want to see if that kind of windowing system and that multitasking system, A, will be used, and B, how good is it going to look with other consumers kind of experiencing it on a smaller form factor like the iPad mini, which is about 8.3 inches diagonally. We will be getting an OLED display, of course, both internally and externally on this iPhone Fold. And then in terms of the size for the outer cover display, we're looking at about 5.5 inches diagonally, which would make it relatively small compared to what we have currently in the lineup of about 6.1 and 6.7 inches on the Pro models. And now this is going to be upper echelon in terms of price point. We're looking at about $1,500 to $2,500 at the end of the day when you do go and kind of get this new iPhone Fold. But again, it's going to reflect on the material choices that they use and not only just the technology. So it'll be a titanium build, which is going to be consistent with the iPhone 15 Pro models. It's going to have this amorphous metal alloy hinge for reduced wear and tear and improved durability, so you can open and close that thing a million times and not have to worry about it kind of breaking down or falling apart. And then their biggest thing is going to be that they're going to emphasize reducing that crease on the internal screen, because I think that's the biggest detriment to most people, aside from price point, of course. I've actually never used a folding phone. I've never purchased one. I've never actually used one for an extended period of time because I haven't seen a good use case for me personally. And of course, the internal display is relatively fragile compared to a glass display that you see on a normal kind of chocolate bar style iPhone. We also have some information on what type of camera system we're going to be dealing with. It's going to be a dual lens setup, likely a 48 megapixel and then a 48 megapixel ultra wide, which is going to be very consistent with the iPhone 17 that should be coming out later this year. For the selfie camera on the inside, it will be an under display type of camera. Let's see how Apple kind of works around this. Maybe they use some sort of dynamic island style kind of technology to really open up the pixels and make sure it doesn't get a blurry kind of look when it comes to the selfie camera, because I know that Samsung has done the under display and people really do not like the picture quality that comes out of it. For a quick Zoom call or a quick FaceTime, I'm sure it'll be fine, but at the end of the day, people do like to take selfies and they want that to be as high quality as possible, although the target demo for this phone might be a little bit different. And then we have seen rumors that Apple's going to be working on a hole punch display on their later iPhones, which I think is going to come to this iPhone Fold first, on the 5.5 outer display. So it's going to be a hole punch display on the outer display. It's going to be a dual camera sensor on the rear of it as the main camera. And then internally, we'll have some sort of under display kind of camera for those off chances that you do want to use the camera in that setting. But I do have a question that I would love for you guys to answer in the comments. Do you think there's room for an Apple Foldable in the Apple ecosystem, right? I think part of the reason why Samsung wanted to make the foldable is because their tablet kind of market, their middle tier, doesn't really sell. There aren't a lot of people that you want a tablet in the Android world. There aren't a lot of people that kind of have an Android phone. They have some sort of Chrome or Windows type computer, and then that they also need a tablet. Versus with Apple, they are the head honcho in the tablet market, especially here in the US. People don't even call them tablets here. If it isn't even an iPad, they're still going to call that tablet an iPad because iPad and tablet are kind of synonymous and kind of interchanged here in the US market because that's how popular iPads are. So this is kind of a situation where this folding iPhone will cannibalize those iPad mini sales, but again, from a price point perspective, it could be a little bit different because an iPhone 16 and an iPad mini would be much cheaper than getting the iPhone Fold. So let's see exactly what happens there, but I'm curious to know if you think there is room for an iPhone foldable and what type of person is going to get it. Would you want it? If it is at that $2,500 price point, is that too expensive for most people? I definitely think it is, so let me know in the comment and let's discuss if the iPhone world is ready for an iPhone Fold. And now I did briefly want to bring up a second phone that Apple's working on, which is going to be their 20th anniversary phone. In 2027, it'll be 20 years since that famous keynote where Apple and Steve Jobs debuted the original iPhone in all of its glory, so Apple's going to go all full tilt and all out for this 2027 iPhone. But just a quick little context in terms of what's going to happen over the next few years with iPhones in terms of the actual release date, because as of right now, and since we've had iPhones for the last 15, 17, 18 years, iPhones for the most part, aside from some special edition colors, have had the same release schedule. Every single September, October, a new iPhone comes out with the new specs, the new family of iPhone goes there, the pro level iPhone from years before is kind of getting rid of, and Apple kind of keeps the previous iPhones to a certain extent. But we're moving on to a staggered approach in terms of how Apple's going to release these things, because year over year is now, there isn't enough improvement to warrant going year over year on every single iPhone every single time. So this year we will be getting the iPhone 17 models as normal, but starting next year, there's going to be a staggered approach leading up to the 2027 iPhone 20th anniversary, which is going to be a major design overhaul of the iPhone itself. It's still going to be the candy bar design, but it's going to be completely bezel-less. So this will be the first time that Apple's going to go under display with Face ID and the selfie camera. They're going to go completely bezel-less, edge to edge as much as possible and as much as that technology allows them. It'll be the latest and greatest of all tech at the time, so it'll have a silicone anode battery for better energy density, under-display Face ID as I mentioned earlier, next-gen display tech with improved brightness and efficiency, and as you can see from the renders that we have up, this thing is going to be pretty futuristic. So that is what we know so far about that 20th anniversary iPhone. I'm definitely excited, but again, I want to go back to the question of the foldable and whether I see myself getting one of those. Of course, we'll get it in hand when it does come out and we'll review it and play with it, but as somebody who is an iPad Pro first user, I wouldn't see, for me, the foldable really wouldn't cannibalize my iPad Pro use, but it could kind of fit this gap of a smaller display, but still bigger than an iPhone. I'm curious to see where it fits, how it functions. I will take a hit on actual camera quality because it's going to be a thinner display and thinner phone overall, so they can't really fit those big sensors that they fit in the normal Pro model phones. So that depends on, will I still need a regular iPhone for cameras? Can I use the foldable as my main camera? Those are all things that I kind of want to discuss and figure out as time goes on. But that'll do it for this episode of Friday 5. I kind of just want to give out the latest rumors that we've kind of seen with the newest iPhones, the newest foldables, because we haven't talked about that in a while. But leave a comment down below if you are curious in what's coming next over the next few years. If you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below as well, so I know you made it to the end. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, definitely check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone. I think an iPhone foldable would be really cool to play with.